Does the people who run the Mountain View Hotel where we're doing this from today, do they actually know we are here?
No. No. So
what happened? How is it?
Okay.
How is it?
Okay.
How has it got to
So we have a
this?
producer. His name is Dan. Dan, say hello.
Say hello, Dan.
Oh, hello.
And Dan said that he was going to call, and then I said that I was going to call, and somewhere in there, you were never involved.
I was not involved.
So Dan and I have got here, and we thought Marko was calling. So we don't know what's happened.
I walked through. Well, one.
But
you said meet in the sports bar, so I go straight to the opening of the sports bar.
Yep.
It's 1 o'clock.
It's shut.
You can't get through. So I go all the way around the other way, and I walk in. I say, "Excuse me, which way to the sports bar?" She goes, "Not open."
Yep.
And I thought, okay, we're in a bit of what the hell is going on here?
So I'm going to teach you two about the power of the bluff.
There you go.
All right. So when I got here, Sharon was the girl working behind the.
Did you call her Shaz?
I call her Shaz, of
Yeah,
course, because we're on. I said, "Where do we set up?" And she goes, "What for?" I said, "Oh, the podcast." And she said, I didn't know about it. I said, "Oh no, it's been organised." Now I knew it hadn't been organised.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm bluffing. And she goes, well, this bar's shut. I said, well, that'll be perfect.
Yeah,
I think that's where we agreed
That's
to,
us.
right near the pool tables.
Yeah.
She said, okay, go and help yourself to set up. So as far as we know, nothing has been set up here.
Yeah.
But we are doing a podcast from a venue that we don't have permission to do the podcast from. But I'm glad to say that the Mountain View Hotel, thank you for accommodating us on short notice.
And I tell you what, the lunches here must be sensational.
Oh, yeah.
And very cheap, because there are
A lot of
a
people.
lot of older people enjoying
We know
what the Mountain View has to offer. And I walked past a couple, it looked very nice.
I'm going to make $1 here. You know how we can make $1?
Go on.
Out the front, we've set up a blue rinse store.
Yes.
Because there is a lot of blue rinse in there.
It's
It's gorgeous. It is amazing.
Every Thursday,
Yep.
out the front,
Yep.
get your blue rinse, then inside there get your bangers and mash.
I was thinking Sam Newman might have been out the front trying to cut one from the herd. No, great to be here. Great to be.
No, you've sparked up a bit, because when I first saw you, you weren't happy.
I'm a little bit grumpy, and this is.
You're not grumpy very often.
No.
it's gotta be
So
said.
I've just moved
So
house.
it's easy to pick.
So I've just moved house, and I've got a washer and dryer, which are a bit old school, but it's called a Maytag. They're American.
Okay.
They're American style. They're American. Sharon's just given us the thumbs up. Thanks, Shaz.
Shaz.
Thank you,
Shaz.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good on you. That's a nice no worries too.
That's how you bluff. That's how you bluff 101. So she's now got a pep in her step. Well done, Shaz.
She seemed very nice.
Yeah. So I reckon we might even get a palmy out of it. But
Can
anyway,
we get another beer from her?
So everything's.
Excuse me, who poured these beers? That's what I want to know. Was
No,
it
it
you,
wasn't Shaz.
Dan?
No, it was a young guy behind there. I don't know what his
thank
name is.
God.
Let's call him Jack.
Righto.
So I've just moved house. Got the washer and dryer. The dryer is it's a different amperage. It's a commercial grade dryer, which means
Commercial grade?
So it means it's got a different plug, and I don't have that plug set up at the moment, so I can't dry my clothes.
When you say commercial grade, has it got the 20-cent piece slot?
No, it's as big as that. It's as big as that, but no, not yet. So I can't dry my clothes,
Right.
and I had to go to Sunbury for a couple of nights because I had a darts grand final, and then I've got a sportsman's.
Can we put that on the list of things to talk about, please? Because I know it's one of the greatest rivalries in darts.
It is.
Put it on the list.
Yep. So I go. So anyway, but I've got no undies.
What do you mean you've got?
I had no undies that were clean, so I'd
What'd
washed
you
them.
do?
So I washed them all, and they're all wet. So I'm
how'd
driving
you
to
dry
Sunbury, and
them?
I'm thinking, how do I dry them? I thought,
Stick them on the aerial.
I was thinking of that. But we don't have aerials anymore.
Oh, no.
Do we? So I put them on the dash, just on the dashboard, and turn the heater right up high.
How many pairs of jocks did you have on your dash?
I had 4 on the dash.
That would have been a perfect fit.
It was almost a perfect fit. So I'm driving with undies on my dash.
Right.
Anyway, I get to Sunbury and I forget about them. Anyway, I get up in the morning, I drive from Sunbury into Glen Waverley, into the rehab centre.
Yeah.
And I pull up, I get out, I go in there, do some magical counselling, one-on-one stuff.
Yeah, well, you're very good. You're very qualified
and
these
in
days.
between that, the clients then come out and have a vape or whatever they do.
They're vaping.
And they notice
Yeah.
all my undies on my dash of my car.
Right.
So the question is, can you still be friends if you have undies drying on the dash of your car under extreme circumstances?
Now, the last bit you put in that question was the bit that has got you over the line, because if extreme circumstances weren't involved, then the answer is no.
No.
I cannot be friends with anybody who dries their undies on the car dash. But there were extreme
Oh, they gave it to me, though.
circumstances.
They gave it to me.
Who did?
The people in the clinic. They weren't happy with me. They thought it was odd.
Why didn't you just freeball?
Yeah. What's wrong with freeballing?
because I'm in Sunbury for a few nights, so I was going to need undies for the next couple of days.
Oh, I didn't know it was a one-day limit
But
on
hang
freeballing.
on.
No.
What's wrong with freeballing?
No,
Or going commando or whatever you
No,
want to
because
call
I'm
it.
wearing jeans and you got the seam in the jeans that just scrapes along
It's
your
right on the spot.
your scrotum down there. Yeah,
On the scrotum or...
well, right along your where your
hang on,
bum.
you lean it down, don't you? You're not an upper.
What do you mean?
You don't put the sausage up.
No,
do you? You
I
put
go
it
right.
down.
Right.
Oh, you go to the right.
I go to the right.
Don't you just go straight down?
No.
In between.
I'm not sitting on it.
In between. Hang on a second. You're not sitting on it. In between the plums. Surely that's the best way to
No,
go.
over to the right.
Oh, this has
No,
got.
if I've got undies on, I go right.
This has got pole written all over it because there are a number of ways for blokes to do this.
Yeah.
You can be up, and
Well,
I reckon.
you only be up if you're up.
Well, I reckon we passed about 50 older generational type men in there that have no choice, but it's just going up.
You've seen the movie Something About Mary,
Yeah.
where he gets his plums caught in the zip.
Yes, that's right.
Now,
he's an upper.
have you ever been caught? You ever caught him in the zip?
No,
I've caught me plums in the zip, but not my 6 o'clock.
So it's impossible for me because I'm straight down.
You can still get on the way up.
No way.
What?
Because the 6 o'clock is in front of the plums.
No,
There's
but
no way
have
you
you
can
ever
get caught
you ever
in the
caught
zipper.
at 6 o'clock?
No.
Oh, really?
No.
I've caught a
No,
couple
I
of times. So anyway,
Righto.
so
Can we get back on track?
So can I
Yes.
get back on track?
Please.
Can I talk about trust just really quickly?
Why? Is this something from my hab?
No, this is something from a car park.
A car park.
So, trust is built up over time. You just don't get trust, especially with relationships, especially in the workplace, on the golf course. Like you just don't go and play golf with a bloke for the first time. You trust him 100%.
Not 100%.
It takes rounds. It takes a few
Yeah,
rounds.
that's right. You're not going to stand just up the front in case he's, a shanking sort of
Okay.
style player. So someone new, you always are safer with
All right.
someone new.
So I'm in the car park and I've got 2 bags of groceries and I'm
Yes.
walking back to my car and a guy is pulling out of the car park and he's going to turn around. And you know how when you go to turn out of a car park, you might only miss by a foot or half
little
a foot.
bit.
And he goes to pull out and he stops and he goes to reverse it back. And I said, no, you're right. Just give him the flick. No,
Right,
you'll
yeah,
make it.
keep going.
He goes, okay. So he just does it.
Right.
He trusted me 100%, and I don't even know him. I don't know the bloke. Now,
I see what you're saying.
I could have been a mongrel and stooged him. And he could have hit the car and...
Just for fun.
But you think about this.
You could have been a mongrel.
But think
and
about
just
this.
for fun, you could have made him crash into another car.
He's driving an $80,000 Mercedes-Benz. Right? He trusted me 100% that my judgment was better than his in his car.
So you said, keep going,
I
keep
said,
going, keep going.
And he missed by probably 2 or 3 inches.
But you're a professional athlete, and you saw the curve.
He doesn't
that
know
was
I'm a
on.
professional athlete.
You saw the radius.
Yeah, I had the
and
radius
you knew
worked out.
exactly.
That's it.
He was right.
Yeah.
What the hell's that got to do with a professional athlete?
No, it's a fair bit.
Yeah.
It's a fair.
Now listen,
Don't butt in
now
there,
listen,
mate. Just,
you sit over there.
mate.
Just sit over
You're
there.
talking to 2
What do you-
professional athletes
Oh,
here.
okay, right.
All right?
there you
Right,
go.
that never leaves us. Ever.
You're born with it. You're born with
It's
it.
as simple as that.
So
Just go over there.
Yeah, okay. all
is
right.
that so that's trust 101, isn't it?
Of course it is.
That is probably the greatest trust you can.
Yep, that's right.
Would you do it? Would you?
Oh,
We're all been sanctioned to it.
Yeah, I've said, it's somebody.
But if someone says it to you, do you believe them?
Well, it's usually you don't want he could just turn out. And you don't want that turn to be a 3-point turn.
No.
You just want that to be a turn,
Yep.
and you're trying to help somebody else.
Yeah.
So yes, I've done it before. When I go, yeah, just keep going. But quite often they look at me and they don't trust me, and then they go back in and they make a 4-point turn
There
in the
you
end,
go.
and it takes forever, and it's driving people crazy.
So I was telling my friend this story about the trust, and she goes, "I actually gave my car." So she's in a little block of units,
Yeah.
and they're outside in the nature. Anyway, she said to the guy next door to her, if you want to, you can back my car out and park it out in the street, so you've got more room to do what you want to do. So he packed it out and hit the post.
Right.
Hit the post. So she gave him
Directions.
the ultimate trust, the ultimate trust, and it backfired.
But you know why? She wasn't a professional athlete. See?
There we go.
That's
There we
what
go.
happens
Yeah.
if you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
your face is recognised
No,
everywhere
this
you
is
go.
a good point you bring up. now.
Everywhere you go.
Yep.
Me, if I was in a golf car park somewhere,
mate.
I would get the same respect that you get
Yeah.
when you just walk around the streets.
True.
Because they would back me in.
Yep.
But you, anywhere you go, that's David
So-
Short, that's the Ox. Yeah, if he's
So-
telling me to keep going, I'm going to keep going.
So if it's Andrew Gaze or James Hurd or
back them in.
Damien Oliver, you're going
That's
to
right.
back him in. Well, Ollie
That's
in
right.
particular. Like if you can,
That's right.
if you can guide a horse
Correct.
around a racetrack in between other horses,
Yeah.
whipping them, doing all this sort
Yeah.
of stuff, mate, you can direct the car in.
But if it's our sound technician, Dopey Daryl, or if it's Dan over here, I'd think twice about
Actually,
taking
can I
their
just
advice.
go back to that
Very
point?
simple.
Can I just go back to that point that we're talking about Damien Oliver?
Yeah, Ollie.
Of all the athletes,
Yes. Yes, go on.
is it do you trust jockeys the least?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're not getting my PIN number. No way. No way. But Andrew Gaze, Ricky
Great.
Ponting.
Yep.
Hey, mate, you need a hunch? You need a hunch, Ricky? Haven't you just bought a $20 million joint in Turek? Yes, I have, Mark. But you need 100? Here's my card, and that's my PIN. No
So
worries.
is
but-
jockeys at the bottom of the list?
yes.
Are they?
Yes. Yeah, they are in the gutter of professional
All right,
athletes
hang on. We've
getting
got to ring
around the
Ollie. We've
world.
got to ring Ollie.
No, we're not calling Ollie. No.
Why?
Because you're telling what I just said, and I like Damien.
No, but he'll be able to fight the fight. He'll be able to stand up for himself.
Well,
Is he part of the Jockeys
hang on.
Association?
Of all the jockeys, though, he's probably up there. There are other jockeys.
Hang on.
that are way
Ollie?
down. Don't start. I know what you're going to do. It was his first bet, mate. It was his first
No, we
ever
love
bet.
Damien.
It was a $10,000 bet, but he had plenty of cash.
Did he?
Yeah, he had stacks. That's the first bet he ever made.
Oh, it's a Damien
All
Oliver.
right?
I want to ring Damien.
No.
Hey,
No.
why?
By the way, just on the trust,
Yes.
there are two other people
Do you
that
not trust
when
him?
you go and see them, the trust is through the roof. Right? The chick who's never cut your hair before, but you go in and you tell her, I want this, and
Yeah,
just
she's a good one. Yeah, the hairdresser.
So you walk in, you sit in that chair, and she does you up, and she puts the collars up, and she does the little tape thing around the neck.
Yep.
And once you've told her what to do, you sit back and I trust.
Yeah.
The other one,
Especially when she starts getting the blade out.
Oh,
when
well-
they start doing the blade out. I've watched too many movies where slip of the throat.
No. The one that kills me is the ears. The ones that keep on, they smack your ears around.
yeah.
By the end of it, it looks like you've gone
And
3
you haven't even-
rounds with bloody
And you, haven't
Conor
even got,
McGregor.
and you haven't even got big ears like some of us. Like mine get bashed.
Mate, just leave the ears
You got
alone.
good
will you?
ears. Actually, your ears sit in well.
Good lobes.
Good. You're great lobes.
Great lobes, mate.
Is that
Good
what you
lobes.
say? Is that what you
Yeah,
say?
that's what I used to say.
Yeah. When you get your haircut, do you get the head massage thing?
No.
Normally at the end.
No.
No. No, that's what happens at the end. After they've done it all, they give it a thing, and then
nice.
they get all the hair out. And
You know,
That's
you are
nice.
you are a disgrace.
what a disgrace! What happens?
Don't even.
That's
don't
what
not
my-
even.
I still go back to Sunbury to get my hair cut.
Same lady?
Same lady.
That's very,
that's
that's
loyal.
That's loyalty.
I know you're loyal to Gazman.
I'm loyal to Gazman.
Yep.
I'm loyal to Ralph Lauren.
Oh, you and
I'm
Ralph.
loyal to-
I reckon they modelled that bloke on the horse after you. You got a lot of Ralph Lauren stuff. You're
Well, it
loyal
seems
to
to last so well.
you're loyal to Titleist.
Titleist,
There's cash for comments.
No. This is pure loyalty. This is
Lexus the Blackburn.
Lexus. No,
I'm
that one's
very
not pure
loyal.
loyalty.
Is it
That-
Miyagi?
Izzy Miyake, very
Yep.
loyal. Still got some in the cupboard.
What else are you loyal to?
What about the dentist? You know, when you get your... Everyone's... I get my teeth... My sim-up thing. I get teeth cleaned every
Yep.
6 months for
Yep.
nothing, right? That pointy thing that they put in between your teeth, and they are getting this plaque out, and they're digging and digging and digging. And you sit there and you go, yeah, okay, you must know what you're doing. And then they go through every tooth, not and near the gums.
No. Remember
They're
when
very talented.
we had a sponsor that was Epworth Hospital,
Ding.
and no, they were a sponsor. Like we're not dinging anymore, but they were a sponsor. So part of the sponsorship arrangement, they gave us a full medical. So we got bone density, we had heart and lung and all that sort of stuff.
Bloody good.
Anyway, so I go in there, and this is where trust is really, really important.
Yeah.
So the lady was about 60 years of age, and it's the full medical. So it's the plums.
Turn left and cough.
Yeah, it's checking
Yeah.
for
Talking
lumps.
about
It's doing
trust.
everything. It's straight up for the
Really?
prostate. For the prostate.
The little whistler.
And she was a Melbourne supporter.
Oh.
Now, It is very
Did she
trusting.
have number 5 poster on the
no, but
bedroom
it's very
wall?
trusting when somebody's got when they're doing the exam from behind.
Yeah.
And she's asking how Melbourne are going to go this season.
Hang on a second.
Now that is.
Hang on.
I know.
You're bent over.
No, not.
She's just put a rubber glove on and put some whizzer on it so it's nice and so it slips up there.
Because we're doing a prostate exam.
And you know you're about to get a digit in the bottom.
Yes.
And she's asking you how the D's going to go.
Yes. That's after she's just had 2 handfuls of plums.
God.
I know. Now that is trust.
What a job.
That is trust.
Oh.
So anyway,
terrible
How
job.
did these go? What'd you tell her? Yeah, not bad.
No.
Yeah, we'll go okay.
I was hoping she'd think I was neater. Anyway, but that's another trusting job where you allow somebody to do that examination.
I agree.
It's not a good. It's like Risty Rick.
Risty. Well, I don't tell this story very often. I'll talk to you, listener, because Ox has heard this 1,000 times. It's one of his favourite stories. So my dad was a greyhound trainer.
One of the best.
He was a fantastic greyhound trainer.
He won Dog Trainer of the Year for Traralgon.
About 3 times.
It's not easy.
So he was very, very good. He was a legend down East Gippsland Way. Ran it anyway. Some of the dogs, when it came to breeding, some of the dogs would rip the bitches apart. Now, I'm allowed to say bitches because that's a technical term for the female greyhound in the industry.
Understand.
So the claws would come out and the dog would be trying to keep this thing next to it so he could penetrate and then deliver the goods, if you know what I'm talking about.
So it's kind of violent.
It can be.
Yeah.
It can be very, very violent. But if you are the owner, you make a phone call to Risty Rick. And Risty Rick, now you understand what Risty was doing?
Yeah,
the sort of character
I think I
he
get
is.
where this is going, yeah.
Risty Rick had a glove, some stuff that makes things slippery, and a cup. So Risty Rick he's capable and would do 3 dogs every day. Every day. For $250.
Per dog.
Per dog. So he's making 750 times 6. So Risty Rick, he had a good job. Now, to me, if you're the owner of the dog, the trust you must have in Risty Rick to come around and do the business and get the job done is reasonably significant.
There's a lot of trust there.
A lot of trust.
Is that something you'd look at doing, Dan?
No.
It's a specialised area.
And I know it does happen with bulls as well.
Yeah.
No, it does.
Yes.
And horses.
Absolutely.
And horses.
Yep.
But
Risty Rick he specialises in greyhounds.
He's been doing it a long time now.
And he's still going.
He looks like Popeye.
Yes, he does. He does.
He's got forearms like you wouldn't believe.
He's got the same tattoo on the forearm. He looks like Popeye. Honestly, if he's not carrying around a can of spinach,
yeah, he's got to be spinach up.
before he gets down the business.
Yep.
He's not trying.
I've got a friend that does the artificial insemination for cows. And it is so it takes out the embryos and does all and
then zips it back in.
And with cows, it's a hard job because you're up to your shoulder inside. Yeah. It's really, really difficult, like a highly trained profession.
There are a couple of jobs right there that I would never do.
No,
I would never go around to people's dogs and get the stuff in the cup, and I would definitely never put my arm up to my shoulder into a cow. Those 2 jobs are crossed off the list.
So I reckon even a veterinarian is really is an amazing job.
Yeah.
But mate, that's
because
right.
they can't talk to you.
Hey,
your dog can't say, "Geez, I've got a sore leg."
That's right. They're better than doctors.
Yeah.
Doctors just work on humans.
Yeah.
Vets, cows, horses, dogs, cats, snakes, bloody everything. Kangaroos.
Yeah.
Everything.
Amazing. And they don't talk. That's the thing. Okay, they don't get feedback.
Hey, that's
How
right.
you feeling? How you feeling, Skippy?
Skippy goes, oh, you got a sore left hook. Oh, you stepped on a nail.
Oh, Skippy, you got to fly the helicopter.
And they would get bitten occasionally, I reckon.
Well, of course they do.
Bloody oath.
They have to.
Well, no, the vet would surely, the very first thing that comes in, he'd put the gas mask on the pet or whatever and knock him out.
Or the muzzle.
Surely. That's what I'd be doing. I
Yeah.
wouldn't cop a bite.
No. No.
It's not like he has to be
No, the vet-
alive or awake to talk to it
But
to see what's
it's
wrong.
like when you walk in there with your dog and you go to the vet and you say, "Oh, my dog doesn't bite." The vet looks and goes, "Really?" And the dog's like, everyone says that.
Hey.
Well, my dog doesn't bite.
Hey, we've got to have a break. We've got to get to some feedback. We had the George Clooney, Brad Pitt poll.
Oh,
We
yes.
also had the red-headed blokes.
Oh, good-looking-
Are there any
good-
good-looking
yeah,
red-headed
yeah,
blokes
nice.
on this planet? I also want to hear about the darts because you were in a big grand final and I need to know. I don't even know what happened in that
No, I
grand
haven't
final.
told you.
So that's next.
You're having a couple of beers with a couple of blokes. This is Ox and Marko. And when you get a sec, we'd love you to subscribe and rate the podcast.
Hey, we got a stack to get through. We've got
Okay.
a caller who's got some civil selfishness. We've got to get to the George Clooney, Brad Pitt
Yes.
poll, which is a very important poll.
Yes.
We've got the joke. We've got the darts. But can we please start at the Ranger poll?
Well,
Are we allowed to say that? Ranger poll?
well,
I think so. Well,
it's
we're
not a
talking
poll.
about-
It's just a good-looking redheads.
We're talking about the best-looking Ranger bloke in the world.
Okay, so Straubs O'Dwyer's getting a fair few nominations.
Straubs O'Dwyer.
Yeah, from Melbourne,
It's
ball
not-
number one.
it's
Good-looking
not-
rooster.
Was he?
Well,
Okay.
not really, but he was cute in his own way.
Yeah, he was cute.
Robin is saying
a cutie.
Robin seemed to think that they don't exist, and I
Righto.
think that's a bit harsh. Michael Fassbender.
Is that his real
Well,
name?
Fassbender or Fassbender is about as good as it gets, saying that we gingers grow up with
Oh,
thick
no.
skin and learn a few traits.
No. I've just seen a picture of this rooster. He is a red-headed rooster.
Yeah, and you know he's a pure redhead because of the beard.
Yeah.
'Cause he's got the ginger whiskers.
That's as good as it gets for roosters. What's
Yep.
his name again? Dan, what's his name?
Michael Fassbender.
Right. Yeah.
So,
He's a rooster. He's number one.
Yep, so-
He's the George Clooney. No. Oh, I don't know who is it. George Clooney or Brad Pitt.
he's the Boris Becker of redheads. There's Steve O'Dwyer. We're having a look at Steve.
Straubs. He is cute.
He's
Yeah, you're
very
right.
Cute. Very cute. Very
He's a
good.
cutie.
All right. So,
All right.
so there wasn't a lot there.
Okay. But thank you. People have obviously dug really deep.
So is there a verdict here? So what's the verdict on
No,
the
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 poll?
mass-
verdict is they're few and far between, but when they are good looking, they're very good
They
looking.
qualify.
Yep.
They
So
do.
well done. Thank you for all the feedback there. So
okay.
what we'll do, let's get to the caller, Marko,
All right.
and then we'll do the
Come on, Dan.
much awaited George Clooney and Brad Pitt poll.
Yeah, much way. Can we get him on, please?
Oh,
There
I
he
got
is.
you, Steve.
There he
How are
is.
you?
How are you, Stevie?
Good, Marko and Ox. How are you?
We're
mate,
flying,
well.
Steve. We're
What-
flying.
What do you do for a living, Stevie?
I'm a surveyor.
Well, thanks for listening to the podcast, Steve the Surveyor. We appreciate it, and we really appreciate
Yeah, we do.
any kind of civil selfishness that you might have seen along the way. So tell your story, sir.
Well, my ultimate act of civil selfishness, and I've seen it a lot, is unpacking your shopping trolley and just leaving it in the middle of the car park.
That's a disgrace.
That is
Yeah.
a disgrace.
And you know what? That trolley is almost guaranteed to start rolling and hit somebody else's vehicle and leave a disgraceful scratch down the side.
Yeah. Or busy car park and it's sitting in the middle of the one empty spot.
The one
That's
empty
it.
spot. That's right.
Sometimes you got to put the trolley back into where the bays are, and they're full.
yeah,
Like because the trolley boys, probably at the back having a big M or something.
well, if it's full, then I'm afraid
You take it back
in this
in.
world you got to take it back in.
You take it back in.
Otherwise, you're a selfish prick.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. That's what you do, wouldn't it, Steve?
Definitely. Civil selfishness.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve, as a land surveyor, do you pinch a couple of yards here and there if you're just doing a job for a mate? Come on. couple of metres.
Can't do that up.
All right.
You might get caught. Hey, we've got a series poll coming up very soon. We're talking about the best looking bloke on earth. Now, we whittled it down to George Clooney and Brad Pitt. Now, we haven't looked at the results yet, but if you've got a vote, which one's better looking, Stevie?
Probably Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt.
There you go.
Okay.
And can you name one good-looking redhead?
Bloke.
Nah.
The bloke. A bloke. Not one?
Oh, Matty Bate, who used to play for Melbourne.
Matty Bate.
Matty Bate.
Is he one of those cute redheads?
No, his nickname was Mazda.
One more.
Last one.
One more. If you're in a car and you're trying to make a turn, and it's a really tight turn in a car park. Let's say you're trying to get around a shopping trolley, for instance, okay, that's been left there selfishly. And the person signals you're right, and he tells you to keep going. Do you trust that person, or do you turn into a three-pointer?
No, you got to trust the person. If they're helping you got to trust them.
See, that's the ultimate trust, isn't it? Without knowing
trust.
someone, you're putting...
Especially if you think you're close.
Especially if you've got a good car.
He's a surveyor. He'd be really good.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah, I'd trust you.
That's right.
Do surveyors get, just out of interest, if you walked into a pub and there's a pilot, there's an accountant and there's a surveyor, do you get a lot of respect?
No.
No.
So you don't use it as a pickup line. So if you walk in there and you're going, hey, my name's Jack, and I play table tennis, and I'm a surveyor. Does that carry any kudos or not?
No, none at all. Most people don't know what it is.
Really? What about it if you were talking, if you back in your single days, if you were talking to a young lady and you said you're a surveyor, would you see the twinkle in the eye?
Spark?
Would there be a little twinkle that you'd see?
No, not at all.
Oh, that's a shame.
Well, you're going to have to lie then. You're going to have to lie.
Hey, Stevie, you're a star. Thank you, mate. Thanks for listening. We appreciate it.
Thanks, boys. See ya.
Cheers,
Good on
mate.
you.
So that's the old story when you
That's
walk.
good on you, Steve. You're a star.
If you walk into the bar, and how do you know if you're speaking to a pilot?
Go on.
He'll tell you.
Yeah, that's right. That is right.
So
That is right. The chest will be out.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I can just imagine.
So I got a mate who's a pilot, and he goes, and his line is, "I'm a pilot. My name's Brad."
Are you kidding me?
No, it's not. I'm Brad. I'm a pilot.
I'm a pilot. Hi, I'm Brad.
No,
and then what do you do?
No. He
None
goes,
of that.
I'm a pilot. My name's Brad.
Come on.
Yep.
Does it work for him?
No, not really. Well, it does.
Well,
It
it must have at some
it
stage.
kind of does. It's a bit of a joke.
He's a reasonable looking bloke.
No, Brad goes all right. He's married.
Yeah.
He's married, but
Yes, I
even
know.
to his mates, like he'll introduce himself. Like if we're playing golf with someone we haven't played golf with before, I
I'm a
guarantee
pilot
you
and
before
I'm
he's
Brad.
teed off on the first, he's a pilot.
That bloke knows who he flies for.
Yeah.
Who is he flying for these days?
Cathay. He's over in Hong Kong at the moment. So good work to Bradley.
All right, let's get back to this
poll.
serious business,
All right,
please.
No, this is serious.
Come on. Stacks of people. Hey, it was like
There's been nearly
almost 1,000.
nearly 35,000 people have responded to this.
35,000.
Or maybe 800. But
So
anyway,
the question was,
Might be a bit of mayo on that.
who would you rather be if you're a guy, or be with, depending if you are a girl or a boy, out of Brad Pitt and George Clooney?
No,
So how did you guys go? What did you say?
I said George.
I said Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
And I probably went Brad because he's a bit more masculine, because he's done 2 bare-knuckle fights.
One movie,
No.
Fight Club.
No, and
that
Snatch.
was it.
And Snatch.
Yeah,
He was a great fighter in Snatch.
He's a better fighter in the Fight Club.
Good actor.
Snatch, he was unbelievable.
Was
he was
he?
the gypsy.
Oh, yeah, he wasn't bad.
George Clooney, 36.8%.
Okay. Let me guess.
All right, okay.
Okay.
Have a guess.
60.
Yes, you're really close. 63.2%.
Yes.
63.2% was
That's
Brad
unreal.
Pitt. So 2/3 preferred
Wow.
Brad Pitt over that.
That surprises hell out of me. Can you make a good coffee like George?
Oh yeah. I think so.
Oh,
I think so.
That's some extra credits.
They both had very illustrious careers. So there we go. 2 beautiful looking human beings. So well done to them.
Any
I
comments?
did get a little bit of feedback too.
Come on,
about,
give us some more feedback,
So
yeah.
over 50s, we had this from Reg. Women who could easily be in a swimsuit cover over 50. Selma Hayek and
Yes.
and Elizabeth Hurley.
Yeah, Liz is.
Oh, so this is about the thing a couple of weeks ago when
Yeah.
you were talking about Martha Stewart.
Martha
yes?
Martha
Stewart
Stewart. So
being on the
Martha
front cover
Stewart
of Sports Illustrated magazine.
Was 80. I'll tell you who else. And
And she was in a swimsuit.
And God bless her soul, was
Yeah.
Tina Turner. Tina Turner, for her age, was just an amazing woman too. Like I think when she was simply the best, was she about 63 when she did that, or 65 maybe?
Well, how old was she when she died a couple of
She
weeks
was
ago?
83, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Amazing.
And Selma's going.
And energy wise,
Hey, we got a lot of feedback when I described the first page of your book as the greatest first page in the book in the history of books. A lot of feedback.
Can I ask how many books have you read though? To be honest.
3.
Okay, so it's the best
One
out
was
of
the Magic Faraway Tree.
Okay. So my book is the best you've read, the first page of the 3 books that you've read, and one of those other books is the
Magic Faraway Tree. The other one was Sirius, and the first page of Sirius, which is John McEnroe's book,
Yes.
is
Awful.
Close. No, it's pretty, it's pretty
is
good.
it? Okay.
Yeah, he says it's something like, I live in the best apartment building in Manhattan on the top floor, top 2 floors. And I'm thinking, I used to love Jay.
Okay, good.
I can't remember the first page of the Magic Faraway Tree, but it grabbed me. The feedback of the book, Luke, and this is the Rangas. I want a copy of this off you blokes when I took out the plethora. Remember when we used to give away the plethora? Changed the way I dealt with my issues and how I managed to rein a few in. How good is that? Good on you.
Well done.
Brilliant book and brave to be that honest. Cheers, Wingman. Good on you, Wingman.
Love it.
General feedback. This one's from Billy Cooksley. Need to bring back the surprise party, the fight, and legislate against civil selfishness. Yes, Billy.
That's true.
That's very good.
The surprise party, just stay tuned.
Nathan Lovey, hang out for every ep ox. It's a bloody ripper. Stephen Potts, he's a
Potty.
Yeah, Shags. He's one of the great caddies of all time. I listened to about 5 shows today, driving around. Bloody hilarious shit. Third string Trish made me laugh. That's my wife. Keep up the good work, guys.
How is Trish going?
She's up. She's going well. She's second string at the moment.
Does Trish listen to the podcast, Marko?
Of course she does.
Every once in a while she checks in.
Just late at night on a Saturday when she's had a couple of Pinots.
How does she feel about being called the third string?
I don't think she's heard that episode yet. Daniel has messaged us about Ox's business idea of car horns that abuse people, right? So surely you don't need a horn to give them a gobful, do you, Ox?
Yeah, you do. You do.
Sure they were here from inside the car. That's right, you should just say it from inside the car. If you've got to say it loud enough, though. Then he talks to me, what's he like on the golf course? No, you're good fun on the golf course.
Yeah, I don't.
Although
slow play really annoys me though.
Although you did hit up on a bloke once and
Pistol
almost
Pete.
started a fight. And then he became your best mate.
No,
down the track.
really quickly. So we're playing on the 4th at 13th Beach.
Which is the 18th of the tournament when the Victorian Open.
And I'm playing with Marko, Kevy and Laurie.
Yeah.
Laurie's the local copper. Kevy's just the local bum.
And you hit one of the greatest fairway woods of all time.
But I was laying up.
Yeah.
But I just pulled it a little bit. And over to the left was a drinks cart.
Yes.
And it landed on the roof of the drinks cart, ricocheted up onto the green where these 4 were playing. And I see them look around. I get the bird, which rightfully so, because you don't hit up on people. Yeah. And I thought, I better go up and apologise. I shouldn't have hit up, but I wasn't meaning to. I actually ricocheted. Yeah. So I get up there, and there's a guy up there who, his name's Peter Williams, who I find out who he is, and he gives it to me. And I said, I'm here just to apologise.
Shocked.
Now, he's 83.
I was shocked at the gobful that he gave
He gave it to me. And I said, excuse me, I'm here to apologise. He goes, well, you can go and get... And just kept going. I said, look, I'm here. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to hit up. I actually poured it. Said
That's
the drink.
exactly what
he goes,
said.
Go and get... and said, piss off. Right?
Yeah.
I said...
And now you're mates.
Really? I said, really, mate? Is that how you want to be? Yeah. Silly old... And it kept going on. Anyway,
keep going. Because there's more to this story.
So I got... So anyway, I go back and I said, Marko, how's this? And Laurie goes...
Laurie the copper
goes, how's this bloke? And Laurie goes, don't worry, we'll get him.
That's right. So Laurie was going to get him.
So we followed him around. We wait until we finish.
Didn't go over the speed limit once.
We watch him go into his car. We know his number plate. It's PW. I won't say the last 3 numbers. And Laurie goes, I'll get him. All right.
He's going to give him a ticket.
Laurie's going
to get him a ticket.
Laurie's going to get him a ticket.
Unbelievable.
Go forward 3 years. He's now one of my very, very good friends.
At the
he's
club.
The most beautiful.
Isn't that a good
he's one of the
story?
most beautiful human beings.
Did he get a ticket from Laurie?
No, he never got a ticket, and we still laugh about that story. But his memory. He's now 87 or 88. His memory is so sharp. He takes us all the way back to Teddy Whitten days. He's a mad Bulldog supporter, and his story. He's a punter. In fact. He just won Powerball.
Are you joking?
He just won Powerball.
How much? Are you
He just
joking?
won Powerball.
How much?
20 million. He did not.
No. 20 mil?
One of 20. They had a syndicate.
So,
hang on.
God. So he won a mil.
He got a mil. He got a mil. It's a beautiful story because he was struggling a bit, and it's just an amazing story. So he gave a lot to his kids, and it'll seem out now like that he's now comfortable. So to Pete Williams, one of my very good mates down at 13th Beach, it wasn't a pleasant way we met. But if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't have our friendship today.
It's a nice story.
Yeah.
It is a nice story. Although I'll never forget the gobful he gave.
Jeez, he gave it to you. I didn't think old men could swear like that.
Well, I reckon your fairway would win about 270 metres.
He was angry that day, my friend.
Just on one thing you said his number plate started with PW, personalised plates.
Yeah.
quick straw poll. Personalised plates, wanker or okay?
Wanker.
Oh, I've had them.
Yeah, he had the ox.
Oh, you
and people
did
thought
not.
it was Theo X.
I did.
You did not.
Oh,
I did, I had the
I'll
ox.
tell you another. Everyone's heard that story.
That's another day. But, I'm partial to number plate.
Right.
Eh?
Yeah.
Goodness.
Well, you should get Marko.
No way.
Yes.
No. I like the European plates. I don't like the little number plate on the big platform.
You should be Mark 59.
I don't think so.
If you had a 59,
Listen.
would you do it?
No.
Why?
Can someone spin the wheel, please?
All right.
This episode's getting out of
What about the
control.
darts result?
Next episode.
Okay.
All right, I'll
We
talk
can't
about.
keep going forever.
Okay, I'll talk about darts next time.
Next week. Righto. Spin the wheel.
All right.
There it goes. And it's a number plate joke. Would you believe it? you couldn't believe.
All right.
We were only just talking about number plates.
Hang on.
You know what we should do while we get number plate joke? We should get people to nominate funny number plates they've seen.
Yes.
That would be good.
I'll tell you one while we're getting the joke up.
Oh, yeah.
There was a pro golfer. When I turned pro in 1990, I would go around and play in some of the pro-ams before, I became exempt and got into all the tournaments. And there was this one pro, oh God, what was his name? I forgot his name. But his number plate was Z, Sexy 1.
Oh.
Z Sexy 1.
What was it?
His number plate was Z, Sexy 1. Z Sexy 1.
Z sexy one. I've seen a.
That's what 15 is.
I've seen a Porsche with a Y.
Yeah.
B.
Yeah.
Poor.
Why be poor?
Oh,
Yeah,
gosh.
okay. Yeah.
Hey, let's do that next episode.
Yeah.
I reckon that'd be a really fun
Okay,
conversation.
have you got a number plate
Yeah, I got a
joke?
number plate joke.
Righto. Here we
I'm
go.
not sure if you just realised this, but I just bought my own personalised number plates.
Really?
And they're BAA.
Bar, bar.
Yeah, it's for my black Jeep.
Oh, my God. Righto.
That's good.
Make sure, don't tell me. I want to know about the darts grand final in the
All
next
right,
episode.
I'll let you know.
All right.
And a big thanks today to the Mountain View Hotel, particularly Sharon for helping out with a couple of beers. Also thanks to family member Stephen the Surveyor for calling up with his civil selfishness idea. And he's absolutely right. You don't return the trolley to the trolley bay thing. You are a tool. Unfortunately, homework remains. At this stage, Ox and Marko, well, they're just ripping the piss, really. No Heather Mackay, no Kevin Bloody Wilson, no Rodney Roode, no Ricky Ponting, no Greg Norman. Surely we'll have one of those, at least one of those next week. We'll find out. Thanks for all your feedback. Keep it coming. And a favour, if you can share the podcast with just one friend, just one, that would make a massive difference and we'd all appreciate it. The Couple of Blokes, Couple of Beers podcast executive producer is Dan Bradley at Kaizen Media and sound design, Daryl Misson at loudzebra.com.